The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Cosplay Alliance, our partners and affiliates. This episode of the Cosplay Alliance podcast may contain coarse language or sensitive subject matters. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
All right, guys, sorry to cut you off there, but
had that coming.
I'm sorry about that. But we're here. We're back live. We've taken a 3-month hiatus, I would say, but we're back now at a new time and a new day every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Today we're going to be talking about social media and cosplay. And I have two cosplay influencers here with me, so you guys will be taking the lead on this topic here. First and foremost, we'll speed things along. We'll talk about the pressures to stay relevant, especially in cosplay in terms of audio, trending audios, trending movies that just come out, the pressure to create costumes or to create content to keep up with the rat race, let's say. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't. I do not do any of those things. I was for a while. The trending audios, yes. But as far as trending costumes and keeping up with that sort of thing, as my friend Lisa says, to be successful, you have to do it the best. You have to do it the first. Or that's kind of it. And I'm not going to do it the best, realistically, because my skills are mid. I'm not going to do it the first because I can't put that kind of pressure on myself. So what I try to do is I try to do stuff that nobody else is doing. That's more evergreen, that has nothing to do with what's going on. So
basically you're saying you're a trendsetter.
I'm a trend breaker. If everybody else is going left, I'm going to go right.
Yeah. But we all, I think, Tanner kind of disappeared there. What happened?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm just having
technical difficulties
with this one camera. I might have to switch to another one. Don't mind me.
There are a lot of, especially as a cosplayer, I feel, with the amount of fandoms that there are out there, especially if you're pursuing the life of an influencer, it might become a little bit more hectic in terms of keeping up with the amount of content that comes out and the amount of costumes that you have to wear. Like your friend Lisa, for example, I'm not as fast a builder, and I think a lot of people aren't as fast a builder to keep up with the content that's coming out. So I think that might be one thing that cosplayers do tend to feel a pressure from.
Sure. And I see my friends who are really successful in keeping up with trends and going viral and whatnot. I see them breaking their backs.
Yeah.
Making costumes, making content, editing. And I applaud their work ethic, but I do not share their work ethic.
Hold on. We're getting a call from Gussie right now. Let me see if he wants to hop on the call. Gussie. Hello. Hold on. Gussie.
Yeah.
We're live right now on the podcast. You want to say hello to the viewers? I guess not.
Wait, what?
I said we're live on the podcast right now. You're interrupting our podcast, Gussie.
You called me.
I know, but I was calling you to get on. It's okay. Do you want to hop on?
No, I got basketball.
Okay, all right. Good luck. Shoot some hoops. We'll talk to you later.
Who's on the podcast?
Your arch nemesis, Tanner.
Yeah.
His name was on the 13th.
Yeah, we're doing the debate right now, Gus, and you're losing.
Yeah, we started the debate already, but you weren't here too, so you lost.
How did I lose if... Yeah. Whatever, man.
anyway,
history is written by the winners, Gus.
We'll talk to you. Yeah, we'll talk to you. Take care.
Hi, Gus.
B said hi. Oh, he hung up. Okay, all right, back to the topic at hand. All right. So, did you want to chime in, Tanner, in terms of creating content, keeping up with trends, audios, movies, etc.?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Whose dog is that? Is that my dog? Yep, that is totally my dog's. I just sorted my camera out. And now I have barking dogs.
Bruno.
But yeah, that is Bruno. Is that this camera or this camera? Sorry, I have some. You'll see the setup next time you guys come here. So
I
many
recognize that 3 brain cell bark anywhere.
cameras. He is the dumbest dog, but he is sweet and cute and adorable because that's all he has going for him. One moment. Well, I
That's
yell
like
at
everybody
Bruno.
I date, so
Wait, are you talking about the dog or are we talking about Gussie still?
Both. All right. I do not know why this thing went nuts. Maybe it's the resolution. I'm gonna try to drop it. And I'll be right back. You guys chat.
Okay, well,
I'm going to definitely not throw something at a dog.
all right. I'll hop over to the next
this podcast is off the rails, everyone.
Off to a bad start.
Off
This
to
is
a
what
bad
you-
start or
this-
off to an entertaining start?
Oh, yeah, I guess you can look at it that
All
way.
in how you look at it.
Exactly. We had an interruption by Gus, not a dog barking. Next next subject. Okay, I have this written down.
Good news, I'm back.
Okay, you want to touch on the first subject?
Yeah, remind me what that was.
Keeping up with audio, trending cosplays, movies, etc. Creating content.
Ooh. Yeah, I really don't. To be honest, the sheer amount of pressure. It's funny the things I've made that have gone viral have not been replications of other people's work. Or sorry, duplications of other people's work or stuff. Sometimes they are the dumbest things that I just kind of do. 5 minutes, put the phone up, make it good. Or even last night, that was that stupid reel of me throwing cans. Not like it's gone viral, but stuff like that takes next to no effort. Then for whatever the algorithm gods are like, that's good enough. And then other times you could
Yeah.
spend like hours going through footage, editing, trying to find stuff, and then 5 people like neat. And that's kind of, if that was my the sole goal was to go viral and not just have fun with it. Again, I'm gonna have different experiences because no one's paying me to do this.
Yeah.
Then I can have a little bit more fun, and at least I laugh at every single one that I do. Because when I do spend hours of time trying to edit and do things, those are always the ones that are like, meh.
Yeah,
And,
that was
yeah.
me with my Shockmaster cosplay the other day. I spent an entire day building a wall just to yeet myself through it. And it's at like 2,000 views.
5
But
people.
I amused myself, and that's the important thing. And the people who got it, got it.
I like that you fell.
Have you not seen the Shockmaster?
No.
It's the greatest moment in WCW history.
WCW,
essentially,
okay.
it's Fred Ottman, Tugboat, who as of this year is now in the WWE Hall of Fame. So the Shockmaster is canonically Hall of Famer. They were trying a new gimmick for him, and this was before a big WCW pay-per-view. And they've got Sid Vicious and Ric Flair and I think Davey Boy Smith all arguing over who was going to win this match. And then these guys said, well, we're going to win because we have a secret weapon. We have a secret new tag team member, and he's going to shock you because he is the Shockmaster. And essentially, they put Fred Ottman in a frilly open shirt, a pair of jeans, and a purple stormtrooper helmet. And he couldn't see anything, and he tripped over the wall he was supposed to break out of. So as he's tripping out of this wall, he falls. Instead of like bursting out like the Kool-Aid Man, he just fumbles himself out of it.
Was that on purpose or accidentally? Was that like when they tried to throw Shane McMahon through the glass and he couldn't go through, so they just kept doing it again and again and again?
This is a little different. This one was hilarious because you hear Ric Flair and Sid Vicious on the other side going, oh God, oh no. And his helmet fell off, so he had to like scramble to get it. He puts the helmet back on and he starts gesturing out of touch with the voice that is happening, that is clearly not his voice.
Is that it? Is that it, me?
That's the video that I shot. The Shockmaster is I'll find it.
1 second, guys. I'm gonna get rid of this dog.
No, I love him.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. So I'm pulling up
What?
the unforgettable.
What's going on, Christian? I see you in here.
Hi, Christian. Yeah, of course you loved it. You printed me the helmet. You support all of my dumb endeavors, except for when I dressed up like Ralph Wiggum. He hated that. Okay, hold on. Let me find it here. So,
All right.
they're chatting and talking about, and there he goes. That happened live on TV.
How long did it take you to make that thing?
The helmet was a night of painting. The shirt took me an hour and a half to sew that up. And the wall took me 3 hours to build, 1 minute to fall through, and then another 30 minutes and a punch to the face from the recycling bin to clean up. It was heckin' windy yesterday.
Yeah.
And I've got a really large recycling bin. And so I put the recycling bin lid up and I was throwing the stuff out. And then all of a sudden a gust of wind came out and I got literally punched in the nose by the recycling bin. It's a little tender today.
It's all
We're
for the
not
gram.
broken.
All for the gram.
Cosplay.
Exactly.
Well, at least Christian loved it. I don't know if you saw his comment pop up.
Yeah.
Yo, Christian.
Okay, I'm gonna
rivals later, Christian. We'll see if we get a response. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Okay, I'll go to the next topic before we run out of time. How does social media metrics, likes, followers, engagement affect mental health, especially in terms and cosplay in general? Not us personally, but I mean, I think we can speak for all cosplayers here. How do you think that affects people's mental health?
Negatively, horribly negatively. I see more people getting diminished by lack of engagement. Yes, he's down. Getting diminished by lack of engagement because you're putting your heart and soul into some of these things and you want people to love it as much as you do. And I don't care who you are. It's nice if stuff catches on. You're like, no, they love me. They really love me. And it can be really draining and I think cause depression with some folks to not get that level of recognition, especially if you're just grinding again and again. And then you see other people doing things and it may appear to be the barest minimum of effort and it just catches on. Again, I've said it before, a giant ornate suit of armor is no match for a blue wig and bikini. It's just the way it works. This is now the glass ceiling is reversed. Now I know what it's like. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think it. Christian, talk about how it gets to people's heads and they start associating their self-worth with their follower counts. Yeah, I'd say that's true.
Both on both sides. Sometimes people get a large amount of followers and it kind of goes straight to their ego, and then some people are grinding and don't understand why they can't get it. And But I think at the end of the day, the way to avoid that is twofold. Number one, you have to have a thick skin, because with the amount of followers you get, the more things go viral, the more you're going to attract hate comments.
Oh shit, yeah.
And you kind of have to look at that, because those can affect you more than anything. Like, oh shit, my video is doing well, but there's this cloud over it because there's a whole bunch of people that I don't know being absolutely horrible to me. And you just have to remember that basically everything said on the internet is projection.
Yeah.
Because these people don't know you. They are making a split-second decision based on a 5-second reel that they saw. And a lot of it comes down to, as cliche as it is, hurt people hurt people. Happy people are not sitting in their rooms scrolling through things and then spending their time trying to tear someone down. Like, it's crabs in a bucket syndrome, right? Like, you can put a whole bunch of crabs in a bucket and you can leave them there, because the crabs that try to get out will be pulled down by the crabs in the bottom of the bucket.
Exactly.
So you kind of have to look at it that way and realize that, you know, none of this actually applies to you. They don't know you. They're just lashing out because of their own nonsense. And honestly, they're the ones spending time giving you engagement. So just, if you need to, hide the comment, move on, or, you know, make a little snappy comeback if you want to get them into a fight to boost your engagement even more, but you can't take it seriously and you can't take it to heart. Number two, I think the main way to avoid getting stuck in that trap of people don't like me, my content is worthless, you know, I spent so much time on this, is do things for you. Do not do them for anybody else. So that at the end of the day, if nobody likes it, you had fun. You were entertained. Don't be disingenuous to yourself because you feel like you need to do it to chase a trend or, you know, for your brand. Do it for you. Authenticity at the end of the day is what is going to take you farther than anything, than any sound trend, anything like that.
Yeah, I agree. And that's one of the things I think Christian embodies, especially in terms of doing a lot of cosplays. I find that he's very big into video games, and he, you know, do a lot of these big group shoots of cosplays and of characters that he actually likes. So I mean, don't just do stuff because it's trending. I think your heart will be more in it if you actually like the or you know, plays video games or watching movies. If you're actually in it, like, it's hard for me to do a Star Wars character, and everyone wants to do a Star Wars character, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm not gonna put myself out there to do it if my
I'm
heart
the same
isn't
way
in
with
it.
anime. I will never
Yeah.
be an e-girl because I cannot stand anime.
Yeah, and everyone
I
has their
will
own
never-
little, you know,
Yeah.
their own fandoms.
Yeah. I mean, my last costumes were the Shockmaster and Big Barda, and you have to really be into DC to
Yeah.
to even know
It's
who Big Barda is.
shocking time. That's probably why they chose the name Shockmaster. Let's be real.
It was shocking how bad that went.
No, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I liked how Christian brought up people tying their sense of
Yeah.
self-worth into the number of followers they have, and that could. I don't know. I haven't met anyone that came across this, but I keep hearing about that elitist attitude of people won't associate with other people. Their follower count isn't that big, and B and I are around the same age. We didn't have that shit growing up. It like in our 20s, mid-20s, this wasn't a thing. There wasn't like a follower count, or social
No.
media wasn't that big. Because my
We had
God,
Hot or Not and MySpace.
damn right.
The MySpace top 5, that was follower count.
Funny thing about Hot or Not, talking about worrying about what other people think. I posted a regular photo of me, and it was like 5 point something. I'm like, oh. Then I posted one of the tour photos where I have guns and stuff. Shit blew up. People love guns. It turns out. Who knew?
Yeah, they do.
Boom, boom.
What is?
Anthony, throw them up, bro.
Oh, I don't have any to throw up. Sorry, guys.
If I see
If I-
another Sue Storm, I'm gonna KMS. Well, that's a good enough
kilometers.
reason for me to start a Sue Storm costume.
Oh my god, right? I'm gonna do a Sue Storm now.
Also, I feel, especially in the cosplay community, you shouldn't take everything personally. If you're not included in something, don't feel like you're being targeted or something like that. I feel a lot of people do feel that way when they're not included in shoots, or I've been left out of shoots. We've all been left out of shoots. It's nothing to be take seriously. There is no, and if people want to call it elitism, everyone has their preference. You shouldn't hold anything against anyone for having their own preference of their shoots and what they want to do with their shoots, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. The people who get butthurt, it's like, okay, how close of friends were you to the person who's organizing the shoot? What character did you want to do? And is there somebody who got that character that is either a close friend of the person organizing the shoot?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we organize these shoots with our friends.
Yeah.
This isn't a job opportunity. This is a bunch of our friends spending a lot of money, our own money, making dumb shit so
Those
that
friends happen to
we
be
can
really
get
talented
together
with
and
crafting.
take photos. Like it's
like there is a difference.
there is
between
no
a shoot.
DEI when it comes to group shoots.
Yeah, no, there's a difference between a planned shoot and a cosplay gathering.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a community gathering, yeah, everyone can come. It's open doors. But if someone wants to do a private shoot, you can't hold anyone accountable for not including you if they have a friend that they want to bring instead.
Yeah, no one's
Yeah,
no
and
no
there
one's being
might be
paid. Sorry,
someone-
go on.
There might be someone who's just frankly a better fit, or let's face it, a better cosplayer.
Yeah.
They're going to bring their A game. And if you're not at that level, then they're going to get picked over you.
And it's
This is
all
how it
it's all based on whoever's organizing the shoot. As I said, everyone has their vision for what they want to do. It's not, I don't think it's ever meant to be taken personally.
Exactly.
And that's never stopping anyone from hosting their own shoots, right?
Yeah.
As I said, I've been left out of shoots. It's not anything that I take personally. It is what it is, and you move on, right? You don't take it to heart.
Yeah. So with going into the theme of the discussion with the social media and the mental health aspect of it, I'd say what I enjoy more than actually doing the photo shoots is the process of building and constructing my stuff. And when it succeeds and works, that is where I get the most enjoyment from. And then I love to share the enjoyment with people. Sometimes I will record the process that I go to. If I learn a new skill, like when I took up sewing and did that Wolverine thing, the first 3 days I was going to, whatever Christian said, KMS myself. But then it turned out good, and I felt that sense of accomplishment from that, not from a bunch of people who are like, neat, oh, that's amazing. That tackling that hurdle, overcoming it, and figuring out something new was far more rewarding than say, I was going to say me and Hugh Jackman, but no, nothing's more rewarding than that. That was greater than the birth of my kids. My God. What did Christian just say there?
He takes his shoot seriously. He doesn't appreciate 3-day half-ass builds and drama. Okay, so my hot girl costume, I built in 3 days. Thank you very much. But it was 3-day whole ass builds. I cut every single one of those feathers by hand and I dremeled them. I just didn't sleep for 3 days.
Yeah, I'm amazed you did that because I lasered all my feathers. You're like, yeah, I'm going to cut them out. Have you started yet? It happens in a couple of days. No. Cool. I'm just going to laser and done.
I don't have a laser.
You
Apparently,
will.
I'm not to be trusted with lasers after the incident.
If you have the space, I will drop that laser off soon.
Okay.
Yep. Lasers.
Okay.
Shockmaster.
I think one thing I think a lot of social media influencers or cosplayers face, and I think a lot of people don't talk about it, is a sense of guilt when they don't put out content or they don't engage with their followers or comment. I felt it. especially during taking mental health breaks, not working on the magazine or not doing the podcast. I felt a sense of, I guess, not fulfilling a commitment that I have to the community. And I think a lot of influencers do that and do feel that as well when they don't put out, or they feel they're behind on trends or giving content to their community. How do you guys feel about that?
I think you kind of, when it comes to that, you have to be selfish. You have to be selfish. You have to put yourself first. And, you know, none of this is fun if you're killing yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Like, as far as responding to messages and whatnot, unless you have an entire team of people behind you, you're a human being.
Yeah.
You can't do it all. You can't answer every single message and, you know, respond to every single comment and keep on track of the DMs and push yourself to create these high quality costumes and then shoot and then edit and then do whatever you need to do to make money in the real world to be able to afford our expensive ass hobby, and eat and go to the gym to keep your body up. It's just, there are only so many hours in the day, and you have to realize that you have to put yourself first.
Or else you're going to face burnout,
Yeah.
both mentally
So
and
be
physically.
realistic, schedule your time. And the ADHD person shouldn't say schedule your time, because I'm the one that's pulling all-nighters 3 days beforehand. But if you don't have ADHD, plan your time accordingly. And make sure that it's not taking over your life. If it starts to affect you negatively, take a break. Don't feel bad about that.
I'm pretty convinced that everyone that does this either has ADHD, depression, or some sort of something on a
Autism.
mental autism or something on a mental health scale,
Yeah.
OCD. Like there's something there. I've never met someone who is well adjusted, treats this like a job, that does it for, like, 6 hours a day, and then they relax, they hang out with family. No, it is all nighters, showing up to no one's paying you. You're running on 2 hours of sleep. You're going to Fan Expo, meeting people. Yeah, just threw this together last night.
See, I could have stopped that as I don't know. I could have stopped that sentence at I don't know anyone who is well adjusted.
Yeah, that is true.
When do you guys know when it's time to take a break? A social media break. Have you guys ever done a social media break?
No. Because I also don't give more of my time than
It's needed.
I'm willing to give. I have a certain amount of time for social media. Some days it's more than others. And I've never really had to take a break because I just kind of know when I'm getting at my limit and I need to put my phone down and go to the gym.
Yeah.
I think you don't really need to take breaks if you're not obsessing about it. I think it's when it becomes your whole life that it's like, all right, buddy.
Yeah.
I'd say for myself, good indicator is, and this goes out to anyone else out there, if you feel seen by this example, if you're having a conversation with someone and they're talking to you and you're, yep, okay, what, yeah, and that's how you seem to live your life consecutively. Yeah, it might be time to put the phone down and take a breath and touch the grass or whatever that is.
How dare you come for me like this? I'm not usually on social media. I'm playing a game.
Are you guys the same ones that are on your phones during like dinner or dates? What do you guys keep your phone with you or do you put it away?
No, my phone goes away if I'm spending intentional time with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, if I'm with usually when I'm with the family or friends, I tend not to click away or scroll. The only time that I will really be actively using my phone is whether I'm just chilling in the hot tub and no one else is around, or I'm in the sauna.
I'll do
But-
it if we're watching a movie because I can't. Not in theaters, obviously. I'm not that
Mhm.
asshole. But if I'm sitting on the couch
yeah.
with friends watching a movie or TV or something like that, then I'll usually be on my phone just because I can't stare at a TV screen.
just close the app.
It's easier said than done for a lot of people, though,
Yeah, you close the app only to open it 5 seconds later.
and especially with notifications going off. It's
Okay,
Oh,
I
no.
will.
I keep my phone in do not disturb all the time.
So I will say this though. I do find that if I post something, I will refresh quite frequently for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Like, come on, nothing. And then that was early on. More recently, especially if I post something that night, I'm a lot better with just putting it up there, putting it down, walking away. And I don't know, maybe we're living in the matrix because I notice that sometimes I do that, and more often than not, Christian, the follower thing is spot on. Yeah, he's correct. Putting the phone down, walking away. I don't know if the algorithm's just like, we need to bring this guy back. Hey, we're gonna push this out a little bit. But it seems like a weird coincidence that when I'm not paying attention to this stuff, it usually gets a little bit more traction.
yeah. Sometimes it takes days or even weeks or even months to hit the algorithm too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm frequently shadow banned, so I just assume I'm getting no reach.
Right? That shadow banning stuff's weird. I think that happened for a couple of things, but it's weird. I posted some tour photos and there's firearms in there, and I didn't realize Instagram hates weapons.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All of my Punisher stuff got taken down because there was a gun or knives in it. You can't even have a sword. You can't even have like a brightly colored Nerf blaster.
Now,
I've gotten that flagged.
is that for the reels?
I
Or is
think
that just for
everything.
the
I think
photos?
everything in general. Yeah, I think everything. Gets flagged.
Meta's rules on firearms are really extreme.
Oh, I should look into that. That is weird.
Because I've literally Nerf blaster.
So
for
wait,
having
so
a
if
controlled
you were to go to a Veterans Day celebration and there were
Yep.
guns, do you blur them out if you post it on social? I don't understand how that works. How can they tell?
Well, Veterans Day is an American thing. In Canada, we would have Remembrance Day. And if you went to one of those ceremonies, you might see some troops with weapons doing drill. Those
So
weapons are not loaded.
If you were to take a video and post it on social media, would it get flagged?
I get maybe potentially by their rules. Seems kind of ass backwards though.
Mm.
Sounds like Meta doesn't support the troops. What's up with that, Meta? Call them out. We are now demonetized.
If you were to take a break from social media, do you think it's necessary to tell your followers or tell that you're taking a break?
I don't think so. I think if you do that, it just invites a lot of people to speculate a lot of things. Like it's not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. Like you'll be back. Okay, cool. I think people just assume that they won't even notice that you're gone, to be honest. Most people will not even notice that you haven't posted in a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Or responded to messages or whatever. I think when you say, hey guys, I'm taking a social media break, it invites a lot of people to speculate or, send you a bunch of messages being like, oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I think I would just quietly take a break, delete the app from my phone if I needed to, and reappear when necessary.
Yeah, I don't think I posted anything.
I really don't think anyone is that invested in any creator that they'll notice if they're not responding to them for like 3 days. And if they are, they need to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
I didn't post anything for I think 3 weeks, and last night was the first time I posted something. Nobody wrote to me like, "Hey man, haven't seen you around. Are you doing okay?" Like, yeah, no, I've got a life to live. I'm building a fucking yurt in the backyard. I've got stuff on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, life stuff happens, and again, it's not like for me, it's not like it's a business where I get paid heaps of money. I do know for some people you gotta strike while the iron's hot and keep the consistency up. Because yeah, if they're gone for a week or they're not consistent with their posting, or everyone thinks that, or they're expecting that new thing every day and it doesn't
Yeah.
show up, then people online have the memories and attention span of a goldfish.
Yeah.
And I think that's intentionally done by these companies where they, Meta, for example, they actively say, what is it? Something between 20 seconds and a minute, anything less, anything more. They don't really push that stuff out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Never hold yourself to anyone else's standards as well, too.
Mhm.
No. And I find most of the people who tend to announce that they're taking social media breaks tend to be a little dramatic. And I just don't want to be painted with that brush, you know? I'm taking a break. 2 days later.
I'm
I've
back.
been here the whole time. Yeah, we know.
Right.
You
And you're-
posted 800 memes.
Yeah. Look how many
Without being
times
sad.
Michael Jordan retired. It just kind of everyone just kind of got tired of it after a while. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, he's quitting again, and he's back.
Yeah.
All right, B, you've got 13 minutes. Let me move on to the next topic at hand. Forms of support. If you're feeling stressed out or depressed from social media, what are some forms of support?
Delete the app. Go hang out with your friends. Touch grass. Get involved with your real life stuff. We
Yeah.
have to remember that all of this isn't real. This is imaginary. We are all just collectively hallucinating together.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, this does not matter. It is entertainment at best that is infinitely forgettable. And, you know, you just kind of have to remember that. Hi, Gus. And just not.
Gus is so loud. Where is he? On the gravel?
he's off-roading it back.
Yeah.
Back up.
Are you off-roading, Gus, or what?
No, man, I'm driving.
The windows down? The windows down?
Nope. They're closed. What do you mean?
All right, hold on. Okay, yeah, we were just talking about forms of support for people who are facing social media, anxiety, stress, depression, anything like that. You want to put in your little 2 cents?
Get a therapist. Get a therapist. Therapy. Go to therapy. Go to it. Nobody is above therapy. Just go to therapy. That's it.
I mean, that should just be a
That
holistic
works
statement.
out.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
everyone
go to
should.
therapy. Talk to somebody. Talk to a professional, because your friends are dumbasses sometimes. Sometimes. They don't know how to handle real situations. Some people don't know how to handle real situations where you are very vulnerable and they just go, oh, just suck it up. And sometimes you just need a professional to be there to be like, hey, you're going through something, it's traumatic, life is hectic right now, blah, 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 but you can get through it. Sometimes your friends are not the ones to go to. Go to fucking therapy. Sorry, language. Sorry. All right. Go on. You can continue.
All right, that was our eye in the sky, Gus. Thank you very much for that report. More at 8.
Can we just make that a feature?
Ooh,
Just
B?
whatever we're discussing, just
just
have Gus pop
Gus
up and be like, "Go to
randomly show up in his car and or helicopter.
Next Tuesday's episode is gonna
I'm
be
Spider-Man. Go to
next Tuesday's
therapy."
episode is gonna be a wild one.
Oh yeah. No, I'm going to be smacking down Gus with all sorts of logic. This is going to be a great debate.
Christian, Christian, tequila shots are not the answer.
They will be for Gus after this
That
debate.
makes
He's going to
things
need them.
worse.
What debate? This is bad to me.
We have a
I hope
debate.
you do the debate in the car too.
Every Tuesday, I'll do it in the car. I'm always on the move.
Christian, it's Spider-Man.
He's fighting for his life over here.
Fighting for my life. GG, no heels.
Just so inside, just for the inside thoughts there. If you guys don't know, I play Marvel Rivals and my main is Spider-Man, and I have a teammate named, we won't discuss his name, that does not heal me. Okay, and I'm fighting for my life in every situation.
Call him out, Gus. Call him out. Who is it?
Nobody. I'm
Who
not
is it?
that guy. All I know is his name starts with a J, ends in Russ. All
Now,
right?
in his defense, Gus, he can't heal through walls when you're 5 kilometers away fighting for your life.
Yeah, you're all over the place as Spider-Man.
There's no game genie.
I keep moving. I just have to keep moving, all right?
All right, so
This
this
should
actually
just
brings
be
me
the
to another point.
podcast,
Yeah.
roasting Gus about his rivals' choices.
Right? We could do that. Yeah, we could do this once a week. We could just have a recap of Gus's Marvel Rivals highlights.
Oh, you guys guys so wrong. I'm the best in the world. Top 5. Name the top 5 Marvel players of all time.
You sound like one of the guys on a football team giving an interview after the game. Like, I'm the number 1 guy out here. It was me the entire time. I was throwing the ball, catching the ball, doing the greatest things with those balls.
Okay.
You
Top
sound
5.
like R-Truth doing a John Cena impression.
Do you guys notice he always bullies me when I'm playing with him?
I don't bully anybody. I don't bully.
He is the worst. He is the worst bully.
Oh my God.
He's like, Penny, why are you running? Penny, why are you running? You're the 10.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Whether Gus is having a good time or he's upset, he will throw it with Spider-Man. It's a weird kink. We try not to kink shame him. I respect his kink, but it's a weird one.
We'll try to make this make sense, but I'll say video games is a great outlet.
Oh, hell yeah.
To de-stress. If you're feeling if you're feeling the irks and the pain of social media, take a break and go video game with people like Gus.
Oh hell no! Fuck! It's entertaining. My God, I don't care if we lose. I'm glad I lose with my friends. It's like that Captain America and Tony thing. What if we lose? We'll do that together too. God damn it! No heels.
So next week's episode is Captain America 4 is the same movie as Thunderbolts.
I did not say it was the same.
That's what that is. That is your literal word.
That's the end of this episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Coming for you.
All right, B. I know B has to go. So, you guys want to say any last word of advice?
Go get therapy.
21 therapy.
Therapy. You always got therapy. I've been doing it for 2 years now. It's been great. I got an old woman that sounds like my mom to come and just tell me stuff that I'm doing wrong. It's great. It feels amazing. And then she says, "I'm proud of you" at the end. And that's it. That's all I need. Great.
All right, guys. So every game of Marvel Rivals, we tell Gusty we're proud of him.
Yeah. I'm Spider-Man. Yeah.
B, anything?
If you can't afford therapy, second in line is a good sock full of quarters.
That's crazy.
Okay, I'll go through. I'll say friends, family. If you have a great support system at home, yeah, friends, family. Gusty said professional help. Take a break. Yeah,
some of y'all really need it.
There's a lot of support, professional support out there. In terms of mental health, we have CAMAs. We have a bunch of hotlines, stuff you can call to get help if you're feeling anyway, or feeling depressed. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Never.
At the bottom, the links are going to be in the
never hold yourself to anyone else's standards, as I said before. Cosplay for yourself, don't cosplay for anyone else, and be happy with what you make and what you put out there.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. See,
Spider-Man.
That made me feel good because now I feel like I can cosplay anything now.
You can.
He's even wearing Spider-Man pants. Look at those red things.
Oh,
See,
you can
there's
see
webs and tinges of blue on there.
you should see what I'm wearing underneath. I'm wearing a blue shirt too. I'm Captain America too.
Captain
Woo!
Spider Falcon.
I can't wait to debate you next week. It's gonna be great.
Oh, you're gonna want to wait afterwards.
I'm gonna say
Full of quarters. God.
I'm gonna say some random stuff. Okay, just random. Doesn't even matter if I'm right or wrong. I'm just gonna say it. You're welcome.
All right,
That
so
sounds like everything that comes out of your mouth, Gus.
Yes.
love it. Yeah, so my advice to people out there is don't underestimate the power of excessive drinking. Just kidding. Get sleep. Go to bed. 8 hours of sleep, at least. You know, it's
And water.
yeah, you know,
Plenty of water.
something as simple as just drinking plenty of water and getting sleep seems to be the goddamn hardest thing, but once you develop that habit, it makes a difference. You feel better, your mood improves. Yes, depression exists, mental health problems, they do exist, but so does proper diet, so does exercise, so does sleep, so does getting out and just getting into nature, getting away from your phone. That does help. It really does. And as someone who does have major depressive disorder and got diagnosed with PTSD, I can tell you, like, that stuff does help. It doesn't hurt. Like I don't exercise. I come home like, no, I'm sad and stuff. It helps. So do that.
Kind of just looks in the mirror and does stuff like this. Yeah.
I mean, that's my antidepressants. That and getting kicked around in a wrestling ring.
I don't even know how I'm driving right now. Whoa, I'm so stiff. Yeah. Yeah.
How do
I
I
like
mute
how we're
Gus?
seeing Gus moments before the inevitable accident.
Yeah, right. Are we gonna live stream Gus's death right now? What is going on?
Was the subject drinking and driving? No, he was flexing and driving.
He was live streaming and driving. Godspeed, Spider-Man.
We're going to see a new law come into place. It's going to be colloquially known as Gus's Law.
Right? I'm going to have to go down there every year to do the Gus Memorial Walk.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you on Saturday too, Tanner. I'm excited.
Oh, that's right, buddy. We're going to be walking together.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about it. Just send me the details about that, Tanner, after.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys. I guess we'll call it a night. So B can get over to the fighting, wrestling. Thank you all for coming. I'm looking at the wrong screen. My bad.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank you guys for coming, showing up late. You're always late, anyways. But
You're welcome.
Gus is never late, nor is Gus ever early. He arrives exactly in the middle of the conversation.
That's what I
And
want.
then says, I'm Spider-Man and go to therapy.
yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, B. I look forward to doing this every week. I think B left. She hopped off. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll do this again next week. The two of you guys are facing off next week, so.
Oh hell yeah!
We'll plan it.
Yeah, Gus, you gotta figure out what your statement is. What are you in favor of, and I will argue against. I don't even care if we agree. I'm just gonna take the opposite side.
I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want. It'll be random.
We'll have a Marvel Rivals debate. How about that?
Oh no, I think we should definitely talk about Cap 4. We'll see how many people get on
and
board
Blade.
With that one. And Blade.
we'll have the Blade discussion.
I'll see you in hell.
Man, you're gonna be in a verbal hurricane. Oh, he's gone.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, folks.
If you're watching this episode on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out other episodes of the Cosplay Alliance podcast. The Cosplay Alliance podcast is also available in audio format on all major podcast